Think back to those stars who were once irreplaceable icons of your childhood, the dazzling faces frequently gracing magazine covers with beauty that seemed almost perfect and immortal. They were the ideal models representing a glorious era of Hollywood. But time is an unforgiving force, and by 2024, the images of many of them have changed in ways that are almost unbelievable. Those familiar smiles now carry an unfamiliar feeling, making us wonder what really happened. Is it merely the consequence of age and misguided cosmetic decisions? Or on a deeper level, is it a manifestation of a quiet battle between fame, public pressure, and the fear of being forgotten? Choices that seemed harmless have led to irreversible consequences. Today's video will take you behind the scenes into a world where regrets, wounds, and priceless lessons are laid bare through the faces that were once admired by the world. If you find this story interesting and want to learn more, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Don't forget to share the video and comment your thoughts below to let us know what you think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any other exciting videos. Now let's dive into the story. Jennifer Grey was once a Hollywood icon known for her charm and distinctive feature, her nose, which became a signature look in the classic film Dirty Dancing. That nose wasn't just a recognizable trait, it was a symbol that set her apart in the entertainment world. However, under the relentless pressure from her mother and others in the industry, Jennifer decided to undergo nose surgery in 1989. Initially, she hoped this would be a step towards further career success, but things unfolded in the complete opposite direction. The first surgery, although seemingly straightforward, resulted in Jennifer losing the very feature that defined her unique brand. Her face changed so drastically that she became almost unrecognizable. Hollywood seemed to turn its back on her, and only the faintest shadow of the former star remained. The big doors closed, leaving behind an invisible and lonely space where Jennifer felt like an outsider lost in the midst of a glamorous yet cold city. The second surgery only worsened the situation, causing Jennifer's career to completely collapse. She admitted that she walked into the operating room with a glow of fame, but emerged with the label of being anonymous. From a promising star, Jennifer Grey became a cautionary tale about the tough decisions in the cutthroat world of entertainment, where the desire for perfection turned into an endless nightmare. Lisa Rinna, a standout star of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, was once known for her captivating beauty and radiant smile. As her acting career was on the rise, Lisa decided to get silicone lip injections to enhance her appeal. However, this decision turned into a tragic turning point for her. At just 24 years old, she made a choice that she would later describe as the dumbest decision of her life. Instead of enhancing her natural beauty, the silicone injections caused Lisa's lips to become oversized, distorted, and unrecognizable. On the Today Show, she opened up about the heartbreak of seeing her once alluring feature turn into a subject of ridicule, costing her many valuable acting opportunities. Major roles slipped away, replaced by minor parts as her career slowly buried itself under the shadow of her altered appearance. Though Lisa later underwent surgery to remove the silicone, the damage to her image and emotions had deeply impacted her life. She admitted that when you change your face, you lose a part of yourself, and the once beautiful Hollywood dreams can turn into a haunting reality. Lisa's story serves as a cautionary tale for anyone who ever dreamed of perfect beauty without fully understanding the high price it would cost. Lil Kim, the queen of rap with brilliant milestones in the global music scene, once won a Grammy and transformed the landscape of female hip-hop. However, her journey wasn't just filled with glittering success, but also a series of struggles with her own image. Lil Kim underwent multiple cosmetic surgeries that altered her appearance to the point of near unrecognizability, raising big questions about the price of fame. In a 2005 interview, Lil Kim admitted that getting a nose job was just the beginning of a painful series of changes following a personal upheaval with her ex-boyfriend. Beauty experts have also suggested that she underwent several complex procedures, including skin bleaching with strong acids or creams, as well as cheek fillers. These transformations not only altered her physical appearance, but also had a profound impact on her career and public image. The transformation in her appearance caused fans to gradually lose sight of the talented rap artist they once admired, and Lil Kim's music was overshadowed by gossip about her looks. Ultimately, she felt disconnected from the audience and community that had once supported her. All of this stemmed from an unrelenting pursuit of perfection, which turned Lil Kim into a stranger to herself, a tragedy that many other stars have also faced. Lara Flynn Boyle was once the symbol of mysterious beauty and power through her role in Twin Peaks. In the early 2000s, she became a living testament to the harsh price that fame, aging, and cosmetic surgery can exact. The sharp, harmonious features that once defined her began to change, especially her lips, which developed unnaturally and sparked controversy. This transformation lasted for years, becoming a constant topic of discussion, while her career slowly declined, with her taking on only small guest roles on television. Lara openly admitted that her fear of aging and the pressure to maintain a perfect image in the Hollywood industry deeply influenced her decision to alter her appearance. She shared that she had never been mentally prepared to grow old and had once been a confident, radiant beauty on screen. However, it was this obsession that led her into a cycle of cosmetic surgeries, ultimately resulting in a completely different image, prompting the public and filmmakers to question her choices. As a result, Lara Flynn Boyle became a tragic example of women caught between the fear of aging and the price they pay for altering their appearance. Her career was deeply affected, her fame faded, and despite once being a shining star in Hollywood, she is now but a shadow of her former self. Her story serves as a painful reminder of the consequences that come with the relentless pursuit of perfection. The choices she made left her as a cautionary tale, a symbol of how the pressure to maintain a flawless image can ultimately destroy the very essence that made her a beloved figure. Once celebrated for her unique beauty, she now represents the heartbreaking aftermath of cosmetic surgery's toll on both identity and career. Michael Jackson, the undisputed king of pop, will always be remembered for his groundbreaking music and global influence. However, before his sudden passing, his career went through a tumultuous phase, largely due to the shocking changes in his appearance that seemed beyond his control. Failed cosmetic surgeries turned his look into a subject of ridicule for the media and the public. There were rumors that Michael Jackson underwent multiple nose surgeries and even bleached his skin, although he always claimed that his lighter complexion was due to a skin condition called vitiligo. The drastic changes in his face shocked and saddened his fans, even though he continuously stated that the surgeries were meant to improve his health and performance ability. Experts have analyzed that he suffered permanent nasal collapse after too many surgeries, turning the image of a music legend into a chaotic spectacle. These physical transformations became a symbol of Michael Jackson's inner struggle and his obsession with perfection. Once the most beloved idol in the music world, he watched as his image crumbled in front of millions of fans. His untimely death only added to the tragedy of a star who had self-destructed through his constant, relentless changes. Vivica, a beloved Hollywood actress in the 1990s, once shone in films like Shut It Down and Two Can Play That Game. With her radiant smile and timeless beauty, she was widely admired. However, her career took a heartbreaking turn when she chose to undergo cosmetic surgery and beauty procedures such as a nose job and fillers, all in an attempt to maintain her allure in the unforgiving entertainment industry. Vivica's appearance changed far beyond expectations, causing the distinctive features that once defined her to nearly disappear. Fans and casting directors were stunned by her new look, and as a result, acting roles began to become scarce, and her career slowed down significantly. The bright days of her success slowly turned into a regrettable silence as she faced the harsh reality of unwanted transformation. Ultimately, Vivica admitted her deep regret over her cosmetic choices. She realized that these procedures not only changed her appearance, but also altered the way the world perceived her. Vivica's story serves as a warning for those chasing perfect beauty without anticipating the consequences of broken heart behind the Hollywood glamour. Dana Delany, beloved for her role in Desperate Housewives, had a career that seemed unstoppable. However, everything changed after she decided to try Botox to maintain her youthful appearance after the show ended. Initially, her dermatologist was very confident in the results, and the Botox injection to her forehead went smoothly. Unfortunately, the procedure inadvertently hit an important nerve, causing a large hematoma. Delany later revealed that the nerve had died, causing her right eye to droop. This injury not only affected her appearance, but also led to a serious disruption in her career. Although Dana eventually returned to the screen, the long-term damage deeply impacted her confidence and public image. Her once promising career was destroyed by this costly and painful decision. She went from a shining star to a living cautionary tale about the risks and severe consequences of unfortunate cosmetic procedures. Tara Reid, once the iconic face of Hollywood and the poster girl for the American Pie franchise, had a promising acting career. Her beauty was once a symbol of allure and success. However, everything began to change after she started undergoing a series of cosmetic surgeries in pursuit of perfection. Tara underwent multiple complex procedures, including breast implants and liposuction, but the results turned into a disaster. One surgery caused her to suffer from a serious hernia near her belly button, distorting her body and severely impacting her health. Tara later shared that she could no longer wear a bikini because the injuries left her with a loss of the confidence and allure she once had. The damage didn't stop at the physical level. It also had a profound impact on her career. Tara was no longer considered for leading roles and could only land small, less notable projects. She admitted that while she was once praised by everyone, she now faced the harsh reality of being an outcast in Hollywood, haunted and fearful of the next cosmetic surgery. Kenny Rogers, the country music legend with a soothing voice that captivated millions, had to endure a deep personal tragedy far beyond the spotlight. Known for his timeless hits, his decision to undergo cosmetic surgery in an attempt to reverse the signs of aging would lead to a lifetime of regret. In a candid 2012 interview with Gayle King of CBS, Kenny shared, "I tried to hide from myself. You look at yourself and ask whether things could be better if you did this or that. As you get older, you can't escape the haunting question of your appearance." He added that living with these changes meant struggling with the reflection in the mirror. Although his voice remained unchanged, his confidence crumbled due to the unintended physical changes. Instead of enhancing his career, the surgeries plunged him into chaos. During his farewell tour in 2018, Kenny canceled several performances due to health issues, with rumors linking them to the aftermath of his cosmetic procedures. He tragically passed away in 2020, leaving behind a remarkable musical legacy and the heartbreaking story of a man who sought to improve his appearance but lost far more than he ever anticipated. Mickey Rourke was once an up-and-coming star in Hollywood, but everything changed when he lost his looks and nearly his entire career. After stepping away from acting in the early 90s to pursue a boxing career, Rourke found success in the ring. However, the physical toll of the sport left scars on his face, creating injuries that could not be healed through conventional methods. Desperate to heal, he began undergoing numerous surgeries, but most of these procedures only made things worse. Rourke admitted that he went to the wrong surgeon and his condition continued to deteriorate. He had broken his nose twice and required 5 surgeries to repair it, including fixing his fractured cheekbones. These surgeries, though temporary, devastated his prospects and dealt a major blow to Rourke's career. Despite years of struggle, Rourke began to regain his balance. However, the scars, both physical and emotional, remain a constant reminder of the price he paid to pursue his passions and ambitions. The challenges he faced have left a deep mark, and this journey has become an inseparable part of the story of Mickey Rourke's life and career. Meg Ryan, once the epitome of America's sweetheart, has now become a symbol of a tragic story about lost beauty and a shattered career. She became famous for unforgettable roles in Sleepless in Seattle, and When Harry Met Sally, captivating millions with her charm and relatability. However, around 2003, everything began to change as her appearance altered, and so did the public's perception of her. Her marriage to Dennis Quaid ended, and Ryan had to face intense media scrutiny not only over her personal life, but also because of the drastic changes in her appearance to the point where fans no longer recognized her. Experts pointed to a series of procedures, including cheek fillers, a nose job, Botox, and even a facelift, all of which contributed to this dramatic transformation. These changes created a shift that made her unrecognizable, diminishing the image she had carefully built throughout her career. The consequences of these changes, coupled with the public's harsh reaction, forced Ryan to retreat from the spotlight. The image of the beloved girl next door vanished, replaced by a figure who, despite her efforts, could no longer connect with the audience. The emotional and professional cost of these surgeries was unimaginable, with her career left in the shadows of regret, and a woman whose beauty had become a burden to herself. Melanie Griffith was once one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, winning an Oscar for The Working Girl in 1988 and becoming a symbol of the 80s. But everything began to unravel in the mid-90s when she decided to undergo facial cosmetic surgery. Sources revealed that Griffith had lip fillers and a facelift which significantly altered her defining features. As the changes began to spread, both the public and the media couldn't hold back their judgment, and her career suffered heavy losses. In an emotional interview, Griffith admitted to Porter magazine that the intense scrutiny made her no longer want to face the public. Feeling broken, she sought help from a new doctor who tried to correct the previous damage, but the harm had already been done. Griffith's career never returned to its former glory, and she became a tragic example of Hollywood's obsession with youth and perfection. If you find this story fascinating, don't forget to share the video and comment your thoughts below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss other exciting videos. Now let's continue the story. Joan Van Ark, the star beloved for her memorable role in Knots Landing, was once an icon of beauty and talent. With her elegant looks and captivating presence, she became a familiar face on the small screen for many years. However, the pressure to maintain her beauty in the face of time's relentless march led Joan to seek out cosmetic procedures. Starting in the late 2000s, she underwent surgeries like facelifts, Botox injections, and brow lifts, hoping to preserve the radiant glow of her prime. But the results of those interventions did not meet her expectations. Instead of improvement, her face gradually became stiff and unnatural like an expressionless mask. The contours of her jawline and neck also became unfamiliar, making it difficult for the public to recognize the beloved star of the past. The change in her appearance quickly caught the attention of both the audience and the media. From that point, her career began to unravel. In 2005, Joan was unexpectedly removed from the cast of The Young and the Restless, a painful milestone in her artistic journey. Major roles gradually disappeared, replaced by insignificant supporting parts that left no lasting impression. Once a symbol of American television, Joan now lives in regret, quietly retreating from the spotlight. For someone who once made millions of hearts flutter, losing herself through failed surgeries is a pain too difficult to put into words. In her eyes, one can sense the devastation, not just of her career, but of a woman who once shined brightly but no longer recognizes herself. Jaime Lee Curtis was once an icon of allure, boldness, and strong personality on the big screen. With classic roles in Halloween and Trading Places, she solidified her place in the hearts of fans. But like many other stars, Jaime also faced pressure from the expectations of an ageless appearance. To combat the signs of aging in 2002, she decided to undergo cosmetic procedures like liposuction, Botox injections, and fat removal under her eyes, hoping to preserve her youthful beauty. Unfortunately, those expectations quickly turned into disappointment. Instead of the fresh, vibrant look she had hoped for, she felt alienated in her own body. The features that were once natural now seemed artificial, and this deeply affected her mental well-being. In a candid conversation, Jaime admitted that she felt trapped in a cycle of frustration, each adjustment causing her to lose a bit more of her true self. The insecurities about her appearance made her feel out of place on set, a place that was once her familiar territory. Realizing that she had lost the most precious thing herself, Jaime decided to stop all cosmetic interventions and return to her natural appearance. She chose to be honest with herself, and this journey brought her true liberation. Although the chapter of surgery is a sad part of her life, it does not define the remarkable career that Jaime Lee Curtis has built. On the contrary, her courage in facing her mistakes has made her a role model for those who have ever sacrificed themselves in the pursuit of beauty standards. Cher, the pop goddess with a unique voice and unmistakable style, was once the embodiment of confidence and defiance of all limits. For decades, she not only shaped music but also became a beauty icon with her bold and personal fashion. However, in a moment of vulnerability, Cher decided to undergo breast augmentation to perfect her appearance. Yet instead of providing the confidence she expected, the surgery turned into an obsession. Cher described the experience as a nightmare. Her body was no longer the same, and everything seemed to spiral out of control. The implants were disproportionate, making her feel like she was turning into a distorted version of herself. This had a severe impact on her mental state and confidence. From someone who always owned the stage, she began to shy away from public appearances, avoid looking in the mirror, and lost the sense of safety in her own skin. Even for someone as renowned for her strength as Cher, this shock was too overwhelming. Although she had openly admitted to undergoing cosmetic procedures, Cher never anticipated having to face such severe consequences. For a long time afterward, she lived in self-doubt, dreading every public appearance. But those difficult months taught her that true beauty doesn't come from artificial interventions, but from accepting and loving oneself. With her strong will, Cher gradually overcame that dark period and continued to be an inspiration to millions, not for her appearance, but for her resilience and authenticity. Daryl Hannah was once one of Hollywood's brightest stars, especially with her role as the mermaid in Splash, a symbol of gentle beauty and natural charm. She captivated audiences not only with her acting talent, but also with her unique beauty, both delicate and alluring. However, over time, her shine began to fade as her face underwent noticeable changes. Her unusually swollen cheeks, abnormally plump lips, and eyes that once sparkled now looked different, leaving many surprised. Despite widespread rumors, Daryl Hannah always denied having undergone any cosmetic procedures. She insisted that the changes were simply the result of natural aging. However, her face told a different story, a story that the audience and media couldn't ignore. Once a star who frequently landed lead roles, Hannah gradually found herself excluded from important parts. The major opportunities became fewer, replaced by fleeting minor appearances no longer holding the same allure as before. Sadly, her once brilliant career is now just a beautiful memory for those who once admired her. The changes in her appearance combined with the unforgiving nature of the entertainment industry led to her seeming to fade into obscurity. From a cinematic icon, Daryl Hannah became a heartbreaking example of the cost of pressure, insecurity, and the desire to hold on to the spotlight. Her journey serves as a poignant reminder no one is immune to change, not even the stars who were once admired by the world. Scott Thompson, better known by his nickname Carrot Top, was once the name that brought laughter to millions with his unique sense of humor and distinctive bright red hair. He became famous for his energetic performances and impromptu comedic style. However, over time, his appearance began to change dramatically with an excessively muscular body, a stiff and altered face leaving fans shocked. Rumors about Botox fillers and steroid use began to surface more frequently. Fans began to question whether this was the result of fame's pressure or a journey of losing touch with himself. In a rare 2015 interview, Scott humorously denied ever undergoing cosmetic surgery, saying, "If I had surgery, I'd definitely look better than this." While his denial was playful, the truth remained that his increasingly altered appearance made it hard for many to recognize the charming comedian he once was. A portion of the public began to feel uncomfortable with his new look, believing it had taken away the warmth and approachability he once had. Nevertheless, it's undeniable that Scott has maintained a steady career in Las Vegas with a loyal following. However, the cost of his physical transformation has been significant. It has led him to be associated with the image of not being himself. In an entertainment industry that constantly chases ideals, Scott Thompson seems to have become a symbol of losing direction amidst fame, vanity, and the pressure to maintain an image. His story offers a different perspective on the sacrifices made in the glamorous world. Yolanda Hadid, a former model and star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, was once admired for her regal beauty and luxurious lifestyle. As the mother of two internationally famous supermodels, Gigi and Bella Hadid, Yolanda always appeared with a flawless image representing success and modern beauty. However, behind the glamour were years of painful struggle as she battled chronic Lyme disease. While enduring physical suffering, she also faced the pressure to maintain her appearance in a world that places great importance on beauty. Driven by the desire to maintain her appearance, Yolanda underwent several cosmetic procedures, including breast implants, fillers, and Botox. However, as her health condition worsened, she realized that what were considered beauty enhancements were actually weakening her body. In an emotional Instagram post, Yolanda shared that these procedures had made her feel alienated from herself. She decided to abandon all of them, choosing to return to her natural beauty, hoping to reconnect with the true person who had been concealed for too long by artificial layers. Yolanda's decision was not just a journey of physical recovery, but also a powerful statement of self-acceptance. Despite being a public figure, she was unafraid to share her pain and true emotions, a rarity in the often superficial world of entertainment. Yolanda's story serves as a painful reminder of a harsh truth: beauty can be a source of pride, but it can also become a burden if we don't learn to truly love ourselves. Her journey back to natural beauty is a moving reminder of the true value of authenticity in a society filled with pressure to conform to external ideals. Courtney Love was once the rebellious soul of the 90s grunge music scene, a woman standing center stage with a fierce voice, bold style, and an unmistakable personality. As the wife of the legendary Kurt Cobain, Courtney was not only a music icon, but also a symbol of defiance, innovation, and honesty. However, over the years, Courtney's face began to change dramatically, transitioning from the raw beauty of grunge to a Hollywood-style appearance that felt completely unfamiliar. Courtney openly admitted to having a nose job and using lip fillers, changes that completely altered the features that once made her uniquely captivating. Although she maintained her artistic spirit, the changes in her appearance made it difficult for many fans to reconnect with the Courtney they once admired. She has since expressed regret for allowing these cosmetic interventions to overshadow her distinctive persona. These choices have to some extent dulled the raw and authentic legacy she had once built. Courtney Love's transformation is not just about physical changes. It also symbolizes the immense pressure women in the entertainment industry face as they move beyond their prime. Once a figure of rebellion, she has become a testament to the cost of trying to conform to mainstream beauty standards. Courtney remains an artist, continuing to contribute to music and art, but her new appearance always serves as a reminder of a wild past that has now faded. Donatella Versace, the powerful woman behind the iconic fashion empire Versace, was once a symbol of allure and luxurious style. Alongside her late brother Gianni Versace, she helped redefine global high fashion standards. However, as Donatella's name grew in prominence, the spotlight also brought with it intense scrutiny, particularly concerning her appearance. The significant changes in her face over the years left the public both stunned and divided. Over time, Donatella's face changed drastically. From a strong yet harmonious beauty, she gradually took on a more rigid appearance with plump lips, a changed nose, and unnaturally taut skin. While she has only admitted to using Botox, many believe that her cosmetic interventions went beyond the limit. The public started to view her not just as a renowned designer, but as a testament to surgical abuse. Harsh media scrutiny poured in, gradually tarnishing her image in the eyes of many. Sadly, the changes in her appearance have caused Donatella, despite her intact talent and influence, to be overshadowed by endless gossip. The fashion legacy she helped build should have been the only thing mentioned, but now it is overshadowed by the shadow of her personal decisions. Donatella Versace's story is a clear example of the invisible pressure that successful women face when the expectations about beauty become an unshakable burden, despite their talent deserving to be remembered for something else. Adrienne Bailon, once a promising young star of Disney Channel and the girl group Cheetah Girls, left a mark on audiences with her dynamic, bright personality. However, few know that behind that confident image was a 19-year-old girl still filled with self-doubt. Adrienne decided to undergo breast augmentation at a young age, believing it would boost her confidence. However, the result was completely the opposite, making her feel disconnected from her own body. In a candid sharing in 2014, Adrienne confessed that the surgery made her look like a porn star rather than feeling mature and alluring. This decision came at a time when she was filming Cheetah Girls, surprising the producers and creating a tense atmosphere on set. Although she later had the implants removed, the psychological and emotional effects continued to haunt her. Adrienne recalled that while the scars on her body may fade, the emotional scars remain a bitter memory that she couldn't forget. That youthful mistake doesn't define Adrienne Bailon's entire life or career, but it became a significant chapter, a lesson she carries with her. In the harsh world of entertainment where beauty is often weighed too soon, Adrienne dared to face her mistakes and speak her truth. It is this honesty that makes her story stronger and more inspiring than ever. For many, she is not just a host or singer, but a symbol of learning to love oneself even after making wrong decisions. Priscilla Presley, the woman once admired for her timeless beauty and forever linked to the legend of Elvis Presley, captivated the world with her regal presence and classic beauty. However, by the 2000s, that face began to change in ways no one could have expected. In an attempt to maintain her youth, Priscilla underwent a filler procedure, but the horrifying truth was that the substance used was industrial-grade silicone, which was completely unauthorized for use on humans. The truth was uncovered when the doctor who performed the procedure, Daniel Serrano, an unlicensed practitioner, was arrested and sentenced to prison. The consequences of that disastrous surgery were horrific. Priscilla's face became swollen tumors, formed facial muscles were paralyzed, and deep permanent scars were left. She shared that after realizing she had fallen victim to a medical scam, her fear of fixing the damage became even greater as she worried that any further corrections would only make things worse. Although justice was eventually served with the conviction of Dr. Serrano, the consequences Priscilla had to endure were irreversible. The beauty icon of the past now lives with the painful aftermath of a wrong decision. Her story is not just a warning about the risks of believing in false promises, but also a valuable lesson about the trade-off between beauty and safety. In the eyes of her fans, Priscilla remains an icon, but now not only for her beauty, but also for her strength in facing tragedy and speaking out. Janice Dickinson was hailed as the first supermodel in the world, a symbol of beauty and fierce personality in the fashion industry of the 80s. Her sharp looks and bold confidence made her an irreplaceable icon on the runway. However, over time, Janice was caught in the brutal cycle of an industry where beauty was valued above everything else. The desire to preserve the glory of youth led her to choose cosmetic procedures that she later admitted were reckless and mistakes. Facelifts, Botox injections, eyelid lifts, and lip fillers all gradually became a familiar part of Janice's journey to preserve her beauty. However, over time, these procedures led to changes in her face, to the point where many found it hard to recognize her. In a candid moment, Janice admitted that her first surgery at the age of 32 marked the beginning of a series of decisions that caused her to slowly lose herself. The face that was once her trademark now carried deep sorrow and regret. What's even more heartbreaking is that the change didn't just come from the outside. It ran deep within the soul of a woman who once stood at the peak of her career. Janice experienced a sense of directionlessness, self-doubt, and emptiness, emotions often hidden behind the spotlight. Her story is a clear testament to the price many stars have to pay when trying to conform to the brutal standards of beauty. Yet from this very experience, Janice chose to speak out openly as a warning and as a step towards self-acceptance. Linda Evangelista, one of the unforgettable faces of the 90s, once said that she didn't get out of bed for less than $10,000 a day. Her cold, powerful beauty was once the standard that the fashion world admired. However, in 2021, Linda made a shocking return with a confession. A seemingly harmless beauty procedure had caused her to lose her facial appearance, livelihood, and confidence. Linda revealed that she underwent a procedure called cool sculpting, a body sculpting technique that freezes fat cells. Instead of providing the slim figure promised in the advertisements, her body reacted in the opposite way. The fat cells grew uncontrollably, leading to severe distortion. Linda's face changed so much that she no longer felt like herself. She fell into depression, avoided public appearances, and even struggled to recognize herself in the mirror. In an emotional revelation, she said, "I was left behind in the dark." Nevertheless, Linda made an effort to rise above the pain. She began sharing her story not to seek sympathy, but to speak up for the women who have been hurt by the pressures of beauty standards. From a model once living in the spotlight, Linda has now become a symbol of courage and authenticity. Her story serves as a reminder that true beauty is not found in perfection, but in the strength to face what cannot be changed. Joan Rivers was an undeniable name in American comedy and television. She was beloved for her bluntness, wit, and fearlessness in addressing sensitive topics, including herself. Joan openly admitted to undergoing hundreds of cosmetic surgeries, viewing them as part of her ongoing effort to maintain a youthful appearance in the harsh world of Hollywood. For Joan, beauty was not just a routine, but a long-running battle against time. However, behind the laughter and glamorous appearance was a soul filled with anxiety and pain. Her daughter, Melissa Rivers, later revealed that her mother used cosmetic procedures as a way to cope with insecurity and the pressures of her career. Though Joan made jokes about it on stage, she often doubted her true worth. Her jokes often concealed the truth that sometimes the person who makes others laugh is the one who is the most heartbroken. Joan Rivers' journey in pursuit of beauty ended tragically in 2014 when she suffered medical complications during a routine surgery. Her sudden death at the age of 81 shocked the public. The clinic where the procedure took place was later sued for not being transparent about the process. Joan's legacy is not only hundreds of hours of television and timeless comedic stories, but also a cautionary tale about how the pursuit of perfection can become a trap with no way out. Even after her passing, she reminds us that sometimes self-acceptance is the most beautiful thing. Marc Jacobs, one of the biggest icons in the fashion world, is known for his bold, creative designs that aren't afraid to push boundaries. As the founder of Marc Jacobs and former creative director of Louis Vuitton, he has left an indelible mark on the luxury industry. Not only does he express his personality through fashion, but Marc is also open about his personal life, particularly when it comes to decisions regarding his image and appearance. In 2021, Marc Jacobs attracted attention when he posted a photo of himself after undergoing a facelift on his personal Instagram account. His face was wrapped in bandages accompanied by a straightforward caption, "There's nothing shameful about vanity." The surgery, performed by renowned plastic surgeon Andrew Giacono, reportedly cost $50,000. For Jacobs, it wasn't just an attempt to enhance his appearance. It was a part of his journey to express himself as authentically as possible. What makes Marc Jacobs' story unique is not the fact that he had surgery, but his rare openness and transparency. Not shying away from public opinion or hiding his vanity, he chose to face the world with confidence. Rather than diminishing his fashion legacy, this action reinforced his image as a designer who lives authentically, speaks honestly, and inspires others to make choices for themselves, even in a world often filled with prejudice about age and appearance. Tori Spelling, the famous star of the series Beverly Hills 90210, was once the epitome of a youthful, sweet actress on American television. However, behind that perfect image lies a long and troubled story about cosmetic surgery. Tori revealed that she decided to undergo breast augmentation at a young age in hopes of boosting her confidence. However, that decision did not bring the satisfaction she expected, and instead it led to a series of consequences that she would have to face for many years to come. In 2021, Tori shared that her breast implants had expired and needed to be replaced. She was forced to undergo corrective surgery, an experience that was not only physically painful, but also caused significant emotional distress. In heartfelt posts on social media, Tori described the ongoing insecurity, physical discomfort, and fear about what her body had endured. She also admitted that the rumors and criticism from the public had created immense psychological pressure, leading her to feel lost and directionless at times. Despite the trauma, Tori Spelling did not hide her story. She openly shared it not to attract attention, but to warn others, especially young girls, about the long-term consequences of altering one's body to meet unrealistic beauty standards. Tori's journey is a clear testament that cosmetic surgery doesn't always lead to satisfaction, and sometimes it leaves scars that can't be seen by the naked eye, but remain permanently imprinted in the mind. Which character's transformation impressed you the most? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to share the video and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on any exciting videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.